The last 2 weeks in the AI sphere has been absolutely crazy. We're not talking about boring papers that say AI will solve world hunger by the year 2090. No, I mean real crap, real drama, like actual massive legal smackdowns. Back on June 8th, 2026, Anthropic silently updated their privacy policy, which is set to go live on July 8th the same year. And right now, the cloud community is holding their pitchforks and rioting, while still using it. Why? Well, think about how this usually works. Under their old policy, if the government wanted to look at your chat logs, they need an actual legal process. You know, a court order, a subpoena, or basic constitutional crap. Privacy concerns, you know? But with the new policy, they've added a tiny clause stating they can proactively hand your private chats over to law enforcement based entirely on their internal good faith belief that they should have. Just think about it though. No judge, no warrant, just Claude's safety team having a read on your prompts and your chat history, checking to see if you're a threat or not. So after you realize how weird that is, are we really okay with that? One of the things Claude had prided themselves in was the fact that they'd never sell their users' data to the government. And I guess they aren't. They're just giving it away for free. But to balance it out, Claude announced that on June 11th, 2026, they're investing in a national fellowship program with an initial roughly $150 million to hire 1,000 early career grads to help US nonprofits. So on the other hand, they could report your private conversations because of a bad vibe, but on the other hand, they'll pay a college grad to show your grandma how to use Claude. I mean, it's perfectly balanced as all things should be in my opinion. Here's the part people usually ask first. Did Apple actually do anything cool at WWDC? Or was it some BS again? Well, on June 8th at WWDC, Apple officially pulled back the curtain on the next generation of Apple Intelligence, Siri AI. Now, let's be honest, we've been making fun of Siri for over a decade now. You ask, "Hey Siri, what's the weather?" and it says something like, "Here's a web search for feathers." It's a pretty common experience because of how outdated Siri is compared to other AI. But this is a new Siri. Siri AI is actually deeply integrated across iOS 27, iPadOS 27, and macOS 27. And they're promising something called on-screen awareness and personal context. What does that mean? It means Siri can look at what is on your screen, understand your messy life across your different apps, and do actual chores for you. So imagine saying, "Hey, find that PDF document my boss emailed me last Tuesday and crop the signature on page 2. Siri can do that now. They also showed off a new fluid visual style they're calling Liquid Glass and some surprisingly clinical AI parental controls that recommend strict screen time limits. It's going to be launching in beta later this year. And Siri used to be so trash, but I'm starting to see it in a new light. Well, I feel like I should, since Apple is a $1 trillion company after all.
You think this shit's a game, pal? It's a close game and you're shooting that crap?
Don't ever let me see you again on the court.
You may not recover from it.
Now we can't talk about Apple without talking about their biggest frenemy, OpenAI. OpenAI has been playing some serious 3D chess in the background of all of this. First, on June 11th, 2026, they announced they're acquiring a company called Ona. Now, why should we care about this? It all comes down to Codex, their coding system that has now over 5 million weekly active users. That is up an insane 400% just since the start of the year. By buying Ona, OpenAI is building the frameworks for long-running autonomous agents. To say it simply, right now, you ask an AI to write a script, it writes it, and it stops. With this new infrastructure, OpenAI wants to give the AI a massive multi-day task. Close your laptop, go to bed, and let the agent run for hours in a secure cloud container, while you occasionally check on its progress from your phone without doing anything. But while they're building the future, they're cleaning the house, or whatever that means. Because on May 28th, 2026, they quietly updated GPT 5.5 Instant to sound way more human and less robotic. And at the same time, they officially sent some of our favorite older models to the graveyard. The retirement timeline is GPT 4.5 is getting kicked out on June 27th, 2026, OpenAI O3 is getting retired on August 26, 2026, with a 90-day warning.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit.
I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man.
And if you like cheap AI keys, get ready. Wall Street Journal reported this week that OpenAI is planning massive token price cuts. Why? To completely starve out Claude Code and pump out their own subscriber numbers right before their rumored IPO.
This is Todd. Hi. This is Todd's mom. Hi. In a moment, Todd's mom will read her son's internet browsing history.
Okay, let's check in on Google, because Google just found out the hard way that hallucinations have real bad legal consequences. On June 11th, 2026, a regional court in Munich, Germany, slapped Google with a preliminary injunction. Two German publishers sued them because Google's AI overviews confidently said that they were involved in scams and dubious business practices. The catch? The actual articles Google was linking to as proof said absolutely nothing related. But Your Honor, we put a warning label at the bottom of the page telling people to double check the facts, so it's not entirely our fault. And the German court didn't fall for any of that. If this ruling holds and starts spreading to other countries, Google is going to have a radical change in how they handle AI searching. On June 4, 2026, the UN University released a massive study on the actual physical footprint of AI. And the numbers are actually really freaking scary. By the year 2030, AI data centers are projected to consume 945 terawatt hours of electricity every single year. To put that in perspective, that is nearly the entire electricity use of Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Nigeria combined. The water needed to cool these ships will equal to the basic annual needs of 1.3 billion people and will be dumping 2.5 million tons of electric waste into the environment every year. And if the physical strain isn't enough, Wall Street is having problems. Just yesterday, on June 10, AI stocks suffered a massive sell-off. The S&P 500 dropped 1.6%, the Nasdaq fell 2%, and the Dow plunged 953 points, wiping out 5 weeks of market gains. But I don't really see that as all too bad in terms of the S&P. Stocks go down and up all the time. It's just, when will people realize that the prices of these stocks are overpriced? Not because of the value, but because majority, if not all AI, is heavily subsidized to eat up market share. But whatever.